Okay, great. Well, good afternoon. My name is Laura Valadez with Keller Williams Heritage Growth and Expansion, and I am delighted to be here and giving you some information about our eEdge campaign, talking about the emails, your database, and how it can work for you, and so that it can help you be more organized and just making sure that everything is in order. So I'll kind of go over the information with you, and if you have any questions, feel free to stop me. If you are looking to say, you know what, I understood what you were saying, but I still don't get it, give me a call. Here's my contact information, and I'd be happy to set some time up to meet with you. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started here. Has anybody used the eEdge campaign or eEdge at all as your database?
I've played with it some.
Okay.
Not consistently.
Not consistently. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go through the process as if you're going to be inputting somebody. Now, if you have a database from let's say an Excel spreadsheet, you don't need to one by one input them. You can import them, and that's something that our technology coordinators can help you with, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started on just adding somebody into the database. You have to go onto the company intranet. That is correct. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add a contact. So who would like to give me their contact information? Okay, so go ahead and give me your first name, your last name. Okay, so basically, and you can add as much information as you'd like, or you can put as least information as you'd like. So Moses, what is your mobile? Okay, your email address? Okay. Here, what I do, and of course I'm more on the recruiting side, I use this for recruiting, and I've actually created my own email campaigns. There's some already in here that I would just recommend using. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. But here's where, if somebody were to refer someone to you, here's where you want to put their referral information. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put eEdge class. That way I just have an idea. And here, of course, if you want to go into more specific as far as their gender, the company they work for, birthdays, this is a great way to keep in touch with folks. You can input their information here. And then here you can notate any notes that you have. So if you're going to be having conversations with your potential customers or clients, you definitely want to just notate this, okay? So I'm just going to put some notes here. Here is where you can input their address, all their information. And this is something that's really important, guys. So here you can make it work for you and however you choose to do business. So for example, if somebody that you're meeting, the idea behind this is to input or to feed this database on a daily basis. So if somebody that you know is an inspector or maybe even a lender, you can just add them to your group. Absolutely. It's up to you, because no, it's not going to determine, but it's a great way of knowing. Like if you wanted to send a certain group an email, not necessarily everybody in your database, but you can just group them and you can pull from that group. So for you, Moses, I'm just going to put that you're a realtor and that you're with Keller Williams. That's how I'm going to associate you under my database. Absolutely. So you can save here. Mm-hmm. You can actually, when you're importing, you can actually input them into a certain group. And then each and every one is obviously going to be different. So then you can say, you can always go back in and add or remove.
I saw right there on it said secondary email, like a second person.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been putting like a husband and then a secondary wife, email.
Mm-hmm.
Will she also be already getting emails?
No. No.
You
would have to. And as far as eEdge and being well versed in it, I don't work for eEdge and for the technology through our corporate in Austin, but I can tell you that I never use the secondary because it's not going to go to them. Okay, it's not as far as the email campaigns. Create their own. Mm-hmm. That would be right. And so here, if I wanted to add anybody else, I can create a new one. So I'm just going to use eEdge campaign. I'm just going to create this, and you can create your own group. That's correct. You just make it your own. You just make it your own. Okay. Any questions on how to add a contact into somebody? Okay. So here, what we're going to do is the great thing about eEdge is that you can create your reminders for yourself, so that if you know you're going to have a conversation and you're going to be following up with someone, and you say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and contact you. I know you want to buy in 6 months, but is it okay if I go ahead and just keep you abreast of what's going on? And of course, they're going to say absolutely. Then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and follow up with you next month. And so you can create a reminder to follow up the following month. And then you would just save it. No, what happens is that when you go into eEdge, you'll see this little clock type thing. Guess what? These are all my reminders that I need to do. So this is everybody that I've been working with from a recruiting side. Now, what's great is that when a campaign is completed, it'll already let me know. That way, I can keep them engaged and put them into the next campaign if I want to do that. It really is super easy. I promise you. My what? My what?
F-U.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got to tell you, I received one of those, and you're right. Wait, what?
F-U, yeah.
Follow up, right?
That, yeah, huh. Wink, wink, yes. So yes, that is.
Where's my name? I want to see you.
F-U on KWH. Those are my acronyms, right? So this is something that I do, and that's how I keep in. And so for a lot of the new agents, how I keep in touch with you, I create my own reminders so that I can say, okay, I haven't forgotten about you. This is something how I do and what I do for those that I'm looking to bring in as a family member with Keller Williams. But what I like about this is that if I have an email campaign, and I know that they're already getting out to, like, it's based on however you want to create it and how the system that you have for yourself. So you can make it as complicated as you'd like, or you can make it as easy as you'd like. And so that way you know, okay, well, all these folks are going to be going into, and they're done with this email campaign. I can add them on to the following one.
The question that I had was, how do you set it up to where you receive an email saying, hey, you have these tasks you need to complete?
You do get an email.
I've never received an email.
I do. I get an email from Market Leader.
Oh, Market Leader, and then yeah, you would do that. I don't personally get an email, or I don't care to look for the email because I know that I need to look up here, and I check on a daily basis.
That's one of the things I don't check. If I have my emails, okay, well, I need to go on eEdge and do these things today.
I guess
to nurture my database.
Sure.
From what I see, it's like right there where it says type, I put like phone call, or I put in the type that's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've been getting an email from Market Leader saying these are your tasks or these are your phone call reminders. And then I also get it through the app. On the app, I don't know if you know, there's a Market Leader app, and they'll give me like a little signal, like a text message, and I click on it and I'll say reminder phone call.
Great.
So I've been getting it that way.
Great, and that's something that we can look at if we're going to create a reminder. And here you can edit. So let's say you say, you know what, I'm not going to call her on the 8th. I want to call her on the 15th, or whatever the case may be. And then here is where you can click it here, or meeting.
Yeah, I know that.
But as far as how you want to have it generated automatically for you, unfortunately, it doesn't have that capability to where there's an email that you're going to be getting on every day.
Well, I don't get that. That's what.
Do you have reminders set up?
Yeah, I mean, that's how like 10 of them I haven't done.
Then what I would do is go back onto your settings on the for your company intranet and make sure that it's sent to that particular email address and that it is on.
So I'm at the settings right now on eEdge,
Mm-hmm.
and it says like my eEdge email is, my name is kwrealty.com, but I have no idea where kwrealty.com email came from.
Contact your technology coordinators. So either Chelsea or Chandler. And that way we can make sure everything is up and running. Because I do get mine, I don't pay attention to it because I know just to go straight to this form. The email campaign? I'm about to go over that. So I'm just right now going over the process and adding someone as a contact. Okay? Now, what I do want to show you is the great thing about eEdge is that you can create your own. There's so many email templates out there that there is no need to reinvent the wheel on this. So here, what you would do is go to the Marketing Center, browse email, greetings, and you'll see the search options on the left-hand side. And so if you were to click here and just click where it says all collections, you'll see all the email templates that we have. Is it right here? If you click here and then click all the way to the top. Oh, because you got to go here. And then, hold on, I'm sorry, I can't read backwards. All collections. There you go. Okay, so I'll definitely go over that with you, but I want to make sure you understand that you've got your different emails that you can go ahead and start using. So if there's a certain email that you'd like to just send that you'd like, you can just really take some time and really familiarize yourself with all of the different types of emails that are sent out. So we have one that has something about the different announcements, or we even have one that has stay in touch. So for those that you know that you've collected their, let's just say their birth date, you can actually create a campaign that is sending them a birthday card. And you can just personalize it. Or if you know someone has their birthday today, you can go ahead and then just set it, obviously just put your contact information, make sure that your phone number, your mobile, your website, all that good stuff is in there. Then what you would do is save it. And then you can just compose email. What I like about this as well is that you can, and then here, if I wanted to go in by one person, I can just put in Moses Thatcher. Or if I want to go into a group and send, okay, I want to send everybody in my email campaign this email, I can go ahead and click there. Shows one eligible contact, which is Moses. So I'm going to bring it over. Save and continue. So if I were to send this over, he'll get that email. Did you receive it?
So is there a way to do a campaign? I guess you would have to create a campaign for birthdays, so it could go to every different person on their birthday.
Mm-hmm. So going back on Moses Thatcher, Moses, what is your date of birth? 11/28/87. Okay, so I'm going to save your birth date. So I'll save your birth date, and then I can create a campaign, and I'm going to talk about how to create your own campaign in just a bit. But here we can go ahead and add you to a birthday campaign, so that on your birthday you will receive a card from me. It's already done. So now, any questions so far on this?
Wait, I thought with the templates, I know like when I set up my 33 touch to personalize, I had to go into every single step to update and add my information. You're saying for that birthday greeting, you don't have to go in and
I already have one created, so I just put them in my own.
Okay. So once you have it created,
once you have a template.
So that you've got it named and
Now, one thing that I discovered as I was going through and learned, and really I taught myself how to create these campaigns, because the campaigns that we already have are for mostly for buyers and sellers. It has nothing to do with recruiting. So I created my own email campaigns for recruiting. But anytime I made a change to the actual campaign, it automatically, what we call, deactivated. So I always have to remind myself to activate it in order for those that I want it to be sent to, is good for it to be sent to them. Okay, and I'll go over that with you. I just want to kind of let that sink in. Yes. You would go to here where you would edit here, and you would just put in their birth date. How am I doing so far? Because have you added somebody, or are you barely adding someone? Because we haven't started, you haven't done a campaign yet, so we're going to teach you how to do the campaign. It just so happened that I already had an email campaign already set up. That was an email. There's two. I was talking about two different things. It was an email, and then there was a campaign that was set up. So I can sit with you in just a second and go over it a little bit more. But everybody else, are we okay? Okay. So let's talk about creating a campaign. So what we're going to do is look at your campaigns. And you're going to hit the right-hand corner right here where it says Add New Campaign. And so we have many templates already created for you. So whether you're an individual agent or whether you're in a team, it's already created for you. The most popular one is the 33 touch. And this is something that you want to do. Now, I can tell you that all of the information that is going to be sent out on your behalf, whether it's a video template that has statistics based on the National Association of Realtors, it is correct. It is updated. I was one of those that I had to make sure that everything was correct, and it is. Everything is updated at all times. So you would choose this template. And this is what you're talking about, where you have to go into each and every single one and review it. So you would click all the way to the top. You can actually, and so for the 33 touch, it's going to send you, it's already going to have the different templates that are already created. Now the email subject would say exactly what it says right here. So if you want to change it, you can change it. So if I just wanted to say this month in real estate and then just put December 2017, you can do that. And then what happens here is that you would click on personalize. And it would look, everything is pretty much broken down. So for example, this video, this information is accurate information that those that you're going to be sending to, it's going to be accurate for them. If you were wanting to remove a portion of anything, you can do that as well. You have that capability to where you can go ahead and just remove. What I like about this is that if you want to add any other piece of information, you are welcome to do so as well. So if I wanted to add in season's greetings or whatever, you can go ahead and just add that on. Down here is where you can update your information. So this is a template that's already started, so I would just add heritage. If I wanted to add my email address, I can go ahead and do that. That is correct. For every single one that you're going to personalize, that is correct. It's only for just setting it up, which is the most time consuming. But once it's set up, it's set up. Yeah. So here, and then if you wanted to go ahead and let's just say I want to add instead of having the KW, I want to add the Keller Williams Heritage logo. Give me one moment. We would go ahead and remove this, and there's a way that you can insert an image, and I already have these already uploaded. So if I wanted just to add my Heritage logo, I can do that.
We spent a lot of time on this because it was not
These pictures right here, this picture right here, I had already uploaded it in the past. So you can always get the logo from the app and then save it on your computer and then upload it onto. So here you can upload it here. So if I wanted to add any more pictures, I can just go through my system here and just select the picture that we would have. So I don't know if there's any pictures here on this computer. No.
That's funny. I thought that stuff like auto-populated.
No. So here's where you would add that information, and it just so happened I already had it saved on my computer. So then I would go ahead and just click it here. Now, if I want to go ahead, right now we're in the year 2017, so down here it's going to say copyright 2017. I'm going to leave it as is, okay? And then if I want to just change my email address from my Gmail to I can remove this, or you can make it your own, however you want. And then what I'm going to do is save it, and exit. Right. Now, what I like about this is that you can add. So if you wanted to add another, like your own, so if I wanted to create like a welcome, I can do that. So I can add any of them that are already designed, or I can create my own. And that's just kind of playing around with different ones that I have found that I was able to do. Basically what I did was I used a lot of Michael Lewis marketing suite, created my own however I wanted it to be, saved it, and then I saved it here so that I can just add for the campaign. So let's just say I'm going to add this one. Here I can just, if I wanted to add a couple of sentences here or there, I can. Basically the same thing. I'm going to personalize it. Save it. Exit. Hold on, go back to where am I? 33 touch. The one I was working on.
I don't think you were in the team. I think you were the local expert.
Basically it's starting all over again because I messed up some way or another. But you would just, and then so let's just say this was already completed. We're going to go to the second one. We're going to personalize. If I want to add things here or there, I can. make it my own, add whatever I wanted to do, change the logo if I want to change the logo. And I know that this is going to be sent out during the holiday season, so I'll leave it at 2017. I'll save it. Exit. See, so you'll see it. Here's the edit button. So the ones that I haven't worked on say personalize, and the ones that I have worked on, you can just edit at any time.
So the 33 touch is best for like people you've already done business with?
It's actually, I used it for everybody. Anybody that I want to be in business with, whether it's selling, listing, or buying, I used it. Or past clients, I used it because it's keeping them abreast of just information.
So you have to go through and do each step before you can send it.
That is correct. Okay. That is correct. So let's just, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're going to finish answering the question.
Well, the thing about it is that it takes time to create.
Yeah, just like anything.
Just like anything, it takes time.
Now that real estate data, is that San Antonio or is that national?
National, or national statistics.
So let's say you go in and you do all the steps and you've added like 10 contacts, and then you gather more and you filter them in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
just add them to the database, and I'll go over that with you.
It'll just send it to them
at whatever time frame. That is correct. So this one is going to be sent to them in January of next year. So here we're going to personalize it. Again, it's just information. It's already talking about the new year. You want to, and then here you would do the same thing. You would update every single one every time you're going to do it. And here is where I would do it. The anomaly that I notice is that it doesn't update this portion all the time. So I would just put 2018 because it's already going to be being sent out starting next year.
Okay, Laura, my question on the 33 touch is that I actually called on this after I set it up and started configuring.
Mm-hmm.
Yours looks like it's rolling over. Like you said, it's starting off in 12 of 17 and rolling over into 18.
Mm-hmm.
When I set mine up and started feeding names into it, if I added them to it, it only picked up with wherever we were at the month.
Right.
So the way the campaign is set up is you're supposed to, you put the name in and say after 33 touch, move them to. So if you came in and what they explained to me, and or what I understood, was that if I added somebody in June,
they're only going to get from June.
Touch, you're only going to get from June until December, and then they automatically roll over to whatever next campaign is next. So they really don't get the full 33 touch.
That is correct. The idea behind it is so that when everything is said and done, you're going to move them on to the following one, and then at the following year, they'll get the full 33 touch.
So if you add anybody then throughout the year who doesn't get January, I mean, honestly, I'd look at this right now saying anybody I'm adding now will have 33 touch.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm in January,
or if you're in March, mm-hmm.
They're only getting 9 months of the campaign.
That is correct.
So my thought was, do I need to set up a separate campaign? One that is the January campaign, the February campaign, the March campaign,
no.
And customize them. You're saying I can select and say, look, anybody who's added in June, keep them on and roll them to the next 33 touches?
Yes, sir. That's going to be the most, yes, because they're not going to care if you're adding them in June. They're not going to care about what happened the previous January.
Right. And I'm sitting there going, man, if I had to set up 12 campaigns, because I know how much work it was to personalize one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you have to personalize 12 to keep people into an actual 33 touch rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then it work the same way on the 8x8?
It would work the same way, and it'll tell you. Well, the 8x8 is a little bit different, and we can look at that. I don't remember exactly what their templates look like. So it may, like for example, on my recruiting campaigns, if I started somebody last year, they're already done. But if I added somebody in June, this past June, and then I add somebody today, they're all, each and every one of them are going to get the full
Right, because
X
the
number
8 by
of,
8 is the, you gotta get to know me.
right.
And then you migrate 8 by 8.
The difference is that these have the monthly emails, which is why, right, which is why it's a little bit different.
So the 8 by 8, like I'm looking at it right here.
Mm-hmm.
So like automatically step 1 is 1 day after contact is added.
That is correct.
Step 2 is 7 days.
And you can always,
Yep.
mm-hmm. And I don't want to be jumping from different campaigns, because there's other people that are here that are wanting to know exactly how to do one, and then we can go over the 8 by 8, and I'll be happy to do that, Brad. Okay. So just for the purpose of this, we're going to be sending this over here. It'll give you, and another thing that they're also going to be doing for you is that it's going to be sending you emails, or it'll send you, when you click back on the top where the little clock is to remind you of what to do, it'll say, hey, you need to call these people, and here's some verbiage, here's a script on what to say. So it'll do that for you as well, and it'll tell you exactly what to say. Okay. So here we're just going to continue personalizing everything, just because I want to make sure that we get you, like for example, Valentine's, you've got the hearts and everything, and you just want to switch, be sure to switch everything over right here to the year of 2018.
See, this seems like that should be a telephone call. Why do I have to go in and proofread their provided copy?
And I'm going to have to just go through this really quickly and save each one, because that way I can show you. There's something that I want to show you, because you're doing a lot of work as it is, and if you don't, if you make a change on the campaign, okay, so we pretty much saved and continued. Okay, so let's say we've already done all the campaign. It's beautiful. It's everything how we want it to be. Each and every single email that's going to be sent out has the information that you need. That, you know, it has your if you have your, let's just say you have your own logo, you want to personalize it, make it your own, and then what you do, save and continue. Here is where you're going to add your contacts. So you can either do it individually, or you can just pull by group. Okay. Sorry, it's taking forever. The Wi-Fi?
So what's your bakery lead there? I'm curious.
Huh?
Who's your bakery lead? Oh, the things that you expose yourself.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Okay, so I've got all my contacts in this eEdge 33 touch campaign. I want to review and activate. And here is where I would go. And then so once they complete a campaign, you can choose to go ahead and have them go to another campaign automatically, or you can do it manually. Okay?
If you do it manually, then you'll get the notification.
Then you'll get the notification.
All these people are about to become orphans if you don't take action.
And so here, you would activate your campaign right here. So as you go on and as you're continuing to feed this database on a daily basis, and you want to add this contact, so let's just say, okay, I activated this one. So let's just say Moses Thatcher. I just added you in there. What I can do, I can go ahead, go back to where my email campaigns are, add contact to campaigns. And I just add you in. I drop you in. So then tomorrow, the day after you input someone in a campaign, that's when they start getting their emails from you. Okay? Now, if I were to go in to my campaign, and let's just say I said, you know what, I forgot that I needed to add my logo on each and every single one, then I'm going to go here. I'm going to go, and let's say I make an edit. And I added something. I added my logo, or I added whatever I needed to add at this point. I'm going to save it. I'm going to exit. But don't forget, you need to come back all the way down, review, and activate again. And right here, this is, it would, but I did the same thing, because what I did was I put myself, I practiced on myself first, and I never got the email the next day. And I thought, so then then it just took me a lot of time to figure out what it was. So then I went back here and, oh, okay, so here's where you save it and you reactivate it. And that will save you guys so much. What I just told you right now will save you, because you've done so much work, and I don't want that to happen to you. It's not lost. It's just deactivated. Okay, so Brad, okay, so any questions so far on this, on the 33 touch? It's pretty easy. It's just a matter of just the time that you have to put in for it. Now, Brad, you had a question about the 8x8s, correct?
No, I was answering.
Oh.
What is 8x8? Yeah, I don't know where we're going to start.
These are for buyers?
So basically, like, so for example, our whole year I didn't use eEdge. I really hate myself. So I want to answer all my old clients. So what campaign do you recommend to start with? Good question.
It's up to you. You just go to the different, under my campaigns, they have different ones. They have, hold on.
Obviously, the 33 touch is a good one because they get a newsletter.
You get a newsletter.
They market every month.
Mm-hmm.
And the 33 touch is designed, it's a two-way campaign. It's got an email, and then it can send you the reminders to make a telephone call. It's like, look, hey, you just sent in 3 electronic things. Follow up and leave a voice.
Mm-hmm. It pretty much just tells you exactly what to do.
But that's weird. Yeah, I haven't talked to you in 6 months. But the intent behind the 8x8 is that's the person who you made contact with. That might be the post office, or might be the guy at the gas station. Okay. You put them in your 8x8, and those are the ones you market more aggressively over a period of 8 weeks to make sure that they know who you are before you start sending them a monthly newsletter. Oh, hey, that's that guy I talked to. So it's a more aggressive, embed the fact that you are a real estate agent. This is going to help them, and this is what I do, and then move them over to the 33.
That's like our nurture. We just put our nurture in.
Now they have an 8x8 for buyers, and they have an 8x8 for sellers. And so if you have a let's say we're going to look on the buyer side. What I like about this is that you're going to go into, so you can start for the day after you input them, they're going to start getting something from you, okay? And what I like about it is that you can control as to how many, it's going to send out 8 touches to them. So you can control, do I want it a week later? Do I want it a month later? Do I want it a day later? And then here's where you would control this. So it's part of the model. Yeah, it's part of the model. So you want to continue. So here, again, you would just do the same thing. You would personalize. And then it's just, and then here's where you want to, if you want to add a couple of things here and there, you can just type in information. You can put your phone number at 210-412-2035. So this is the beauty of it. Okay, same thing here. and then you make sure that you change the year once we start for the 2018, and then save it, and then exit. And so you've got that already, and it's the same thing that we just did on 33 touch. Now here is where it's going to go ahead, and this is where you'll see that little for the reminder link. You'll see this, and it's going to give you the script on what to say. Mm-hmm.
It's cool. You can look how many people were open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shows like the performance of it. How many people actually opened it and how many played.
Mm-hmm. And then what I like about it is that as you feed that database on a daily basis, you're just going to be adding them. So they're going to just see it from day one. It's not where it's based on the month. They're going to see it from day one. And so,
because that's the thing. If you put them into your 33 touch, and if you notice she's got the one that comes out December 20th, the next one's not going to come out until the middle of January. If you add them on the afternoon of the 20th, that campaign is already done. They're not going to hear from you again until the middle of January. Whereas if you put them into the 8x8, you've got the welcome, and the next week they're going. Okay.
and if you really want to just make it your own, you can create your own 8x8. You can obviously you can edit this and make it your own, but then if you wanted to add other, let's say you wanted to add some awesome visuals from Michael Lewis, you can download it and then add it on. And so it has your wording. It's more of a personal touch. Through editing. Mm-hmm. And seriously, guys, if I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. No, seriously, I am not. I am not a technology expert at all. I don't even know what Snapchat is. Like, I know what Facebook is, but I don't know what Snapchat is. Like,
Oh, come on. You just don't like what's
Snapchat. But okay, so does this make sense so far? Okay, so the idea behind this, and this is what, and I've been in real estate pretty much my entire life, and so one thing that I learned from my father and my mother in the way they conducted their business is that any life event has a potential to impact you financially. So whether it's a birth of a child, a death of a loved one, a job promotion, a job loss, a marriage, or a divorce. Those 6 life events can impact somebody financially. So as you're talking to your clients or to those that are in your sphere of influence, you're getting the information. Remember, the idea is to listen and to just really listen. And so as you know, okay, they're going to have a baby, or they want to plan for a family, or whatever the case may be, put that on your notes and then put that on your follow-up so that they're like, wow, you remembered. And that this is a business of building relationships and this is also of competency, but really, if the moment they know that you remember and that you care, that has given me a lot of success in what I do, because I'm able to notate this and I use this all the time. And really, the email campaigns, the 33 touch, the 8x8s, it's working for you, and that's what I like about it. I use Top Producer. It was so confusing for me. I did not like, I don't know if I could say that, but I did not like it. I did not like Top Producer. Yeah, I did not like Top Producer. It was so many different 8x8s and 12x12s and all these different things. It was just, and for me, this is as easy as it comes. It's just a matter of you spend at least 2 or 3 hours familiarizing yourself with this, and then make it your own. And I'm still learning things about it, but the fact that I already have it as a funnel, that when I go in and I meet a group of people, I just input them in, whether they're in the process of starting to take their classes or whether they've already started their classes and they're already going to take their tests. I have 2 different ways of doing it. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like training. It's like kind of like our Ignite class. It's like we have that huge focus on lead generation, and we're getting egg in our face, and it feels kind of weird, and we don't like it. But then once we realize that we spoke to someone and it wasn't that bad, like, oh, okay, I can do this. Any questions at this point for me? I don't want to keep on. Yes.
The general question, what's the difference between the eEdge we get and eEdge Pro?
I believe with eEdge Pro, you're able to create different emails that are going to be sent off on your behalf, but you can time it. So you say, you know what, I'm going to create all this stuff today, but I want this email being sent on X date, and I want this email being sent on X date. So if you know you're going to be having a closing and you want to time it beautifully, you can go ahead and just say, okay, congratulations, the day after they already closed and it's already sent on your behalf. So that's, now realistically, in real estate, things don't happen the way they're supposed to every single time. We have to leave room for wiggle. There's a wiggle room there. I mean, seriously, come on. So, but that's the purpose of having Pro. And I've never even looked into Pro. Maybe I should, but I never did. You bet. You bet. Anything else? Brad, did I answer any of your questions?
Well, I just gotta figure out what the tech girl is about, like getting an email.
Yeah, find that out. And I can, if you have your laptop, I can probably maybe take a look at it in just a second as well.
So I have a question.
Yes,
All
Sam.
my contacts are everywhere. They're not, I don't have it on Excel or anything. So do you really recommend putting them all in Excel first and then putting them in there? Because, or would you just manually input each one? Because I don't have any.
How many contacts are we talking about?
Contacts. I mean, I probably have maybe 200 to start, just off the top of my head.
Do you have
They're all over.
That's like a dominant that may have more than any others?
No, they don't have that.
Okay.
So
Starting like MLS, I have many emails.
okay, so
Probably.
I would put in that because I think you can download them out of MLS and then import them into this.
You have this. You have the capability. You bet. You have this capability right here where it says import export.
Okay.
So if you were to go in to and let's say you wanted to import everything, so you're going to need to, I believe there are some, you bet. Thank you for coming, guys. There are some, I don't even know what the name is, but like the name of the column. So like name, address, phone, like there's certain ones that you have to have in order for it to import. So what I would do is get with Chandler and find out if she has a template. That way you can use that template as your basis.
So where would that template be?
She would have it. So that's why get with Chandler. Ask Chandler or Chelsea. Maybe Chelsea has that. And then what you would do then is save it as in Excel. And then what then you would do is then you would say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and import my contacts, and I'm going to go ahead and import them from my, I know there was basic contact list. Oh, here it is, minimum column requirements. So you have to have first name, last name, and email address.
Okay.
Or if you don't have an email address, you have to have their first name, last name, and their actual address. And then what you would do is then you say, okay, I want them to be all into my a certain group. Let's say it's all the people are buyers or sellers. Then you can do that, or you can do each one individually, and then you would just choose the file, and it's 5,000 contacts per upload, and then you would just click here, and it takes about a couple of hours for everything, depending on the size, to upload.
So you're saying I still need a template though?
No, you can just create. It's right here. I thought that she had.
Okay.
Yeah, you would, as long as you have first name, last, and that you name them like this, and then that way, and then you definitely want to add their phone number.
But I guess what I'm confused about is where do I put them all? Just like on a Word?
On an Excel spreadsheet. So like,
Excel.
yeah, I don't know if they have Excel here. Hold on.
And on the Excel, see, I'm horrible with Excel. I don't know much about it. But you would just put like, so you name the columns like you said on
Column
the top,
headers,
and then
first name, last name, phone number, or first name, last name,
and then
email.
just go and put them in there and then attach it through that.
Yes. So I'm trying to see if I can create one.
Because this is honestly.
Okay, so
I haven't
here-
done it yet, 'cause
So you would create this. This is a column right here. So here you would name it as
Good times.
first name.
It's like last time I used Excel,
You're making me feel old again. This is
Last
high
name.
school.
Oh, yeah.
This was not in my high school.
Email.
Still had a
So, yeah, and then you would just,
Oh, I see. So, you don't have to actually do anything
Oh.
when you're clicking on this top. It's already automatically columnizing it for you.
and then mobile
Okay.
number. You don't have to have their mobile number or their phone number, but, and then you would just start, and then you would just save it,
Okay.
and then,
Attach it.
and then if there's any issues, that's where you can set up an appointment with tech,
Okay.
and then they can help you with that as well.
So, on the page that you're on eEdge, where are you at for the importing contacts?
Oh. I just went to contacts and then import export.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
And the same thing for exporting. If you had your list and you say, you know what, I can't stand eEdge, I don't want to use this at all, I'm done with it, I'm just going to export everybody, and then you can export it and then put it in a spreadsheet so that you can use it for what other. They've been talking about it for years, and basically what they're going to do is that they're going to be updating it. But everything is going to be switching over, so it would be an easy transition. Yes. Yes. So it would be an easy, and that's what I was like. I was like, "What are you serious?" Because that's my life right there, my livelihood. Yeah. No. Because it would be you can transition, but it's. We were supposed to hear about it last summer at Mega Camp, and we never did. And then they were going to talk about it at Family Reunion, and then we never heard about it. And then we were supposed to hear about it this Mega Camp, and so it's just. And when I was there for FSO, I asked about that, and they just said, "Oh yeah," but they never answered my question.
So we're not wasting our time by doing all this, because if they do change it or whatever.
It's going to be if they are going to change it, it's going to be very similar. I find it very hard to believe that they're going to. And believe me, if it's going to be,
take off 100,000 agents worldwide, but
yeah, no. I would definitely make it work for you. Make it work for you. Yes.
I think if you call eEdge, I may be wrong, this is a year or so, but if you call them, they can either send you a already pre-formatted Excel sheet where you can add in all your contacts and other ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And here is where, and if you go under help, because I've called them several times to ask questions about eEdge, like, okay, and they'll help me with that. So you can just definitely call them, and they're really good about answering questions.
The thing is, I called them on that 33 touch, and I'm going, what a pain if I have to create a monthly campaign in order to get people in, but they didn't understand my question well enough to explain to me. It's like, yeah, anybody you add in March, don't automatically roll them over to 12 months. Have them roll into the next 33 touch campaigns and actually get a full.
So they get the full experience of whatever you're looking to do. Now you're going to get some people that will unsubscribe. Don't take it personal. So people will unsubscribe because you're going to be sending emails, and sometimes they don't want to be receiving emails at all. And so it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, they just won't receive it. And that's what you make it. I noticed that you unsubscribed. Was this helpful? Okay, good. Because I can help you if you're looking, and just kind of show you one-on-one if that's something that you're looking to do. It's just a matter of you allowing yourself a couple of hours and really playing with it.
Yeah, because when you set up the first 33 types of bank, you have to go into every single one of them. They don't give you the ability to make a global change into your contacts. You have to go into all 20 of those emails.
Yeah, that's the.
It's like, okay, what did I put on the first 3? It's like, change it.
I know. That's the unfortunate part, but that's how I was able to kind of figure it out. I've been doing this since day one, since I've been with Keller Williams. I was with Homes Now before. So.
When I saw your Frost bank up there,
I used to be a banker at Frost. When I first, I got out of real estate.
Over at
Bandera 1604. I was a banker. I was an officer.
I remember talking to
I was a bank officer over there. Yeah.
My loan?
No, I don't remember. That was many years ago.
I'm serious.
You remember? Oh, you remember me?
No,
Oh.
all the pieces just came into place.
Oh.
Did you get a call like August?
Oh no, I haven't been with Frost in over 10 years.
Well, there's somebody there that's still Laura Valdez, who worked over at Bandera in 1604, who helped me get my initial account set up back in 2001.
Okay, no, I was there starting in 2003.
And I called the office, it's like, oh, no, we need to transfer you. And
So your bank
it
officer?
was a couple of days later before I got the telephone call, and it's like, no, come on. I would have put those pieces together already.
Well, I haven't banked at Frost. I mean, I haven't worked at Frost in over 10 years, but so it wasn't me that called you. But yeah, it was when it first opened, and there was nothing out there. There was only the Chick-fil-A and Target. That was it. Okay. Any other questions at this point? You bet. You bet. Well, I am so happy that I was able to help and guide you, and thank you for attending.